I'm paying for my own wedding, but my parents have decided this means they get to dictate every detail, publicly shame me on social media, and manipulate our friends and relatives, and it's turning into a nightmare I can't escape. I, 30F, am planning my wedding with my fiancé, and honestly, I don't even know where to start because it's already completely out of control. My parents are not contributing a single cent to this wedding. They didn't offer to pay for anything. No venue, no food, no flowers. But apparently, that doesn't matter because they've decided they get to dictate every single detail, starting with the guest list. It started small, almost subtle, but it escalated fast. My mom sent me a WhatsApp message saying, "You really shouldn't invite Jenna. She'll embarrass the family." I ignored it at first. I thought, okay, maybe she's just worried. But then my dad chimed in. "Your cousins from the West Coast? Definitely include them. You don't want to insult anyone." I replied very clearly that the guest list was ours, not theirs. That didn't end it. Pretty soon, they started using social media. My mom posted a series of Instagram stories about thinking of family, subtweeting me and my fiancé without tagging us, showing how concerned she was that we were leaving people out. My dad did the same on Facebook, posting vague statuses about remembering your roots and those who raised you. My fiancé supported me completely, but the constant digital pressure was exhausting, and it was impossible to ignore because they kept tagging family members and sending screenshots to mutual friends. Yesterday was the breaking point. My mom called me at 10 a.m. screaming, "You are completely selfish. This is not your decision to make alone." I yelled back, my voice shaking, "I'm paying for the wedding, so it absolutely is my decision. Stop acting like a dictator." She yelled over me, "You think money gives you the right to be cruel?" And I screamed back, "I'm not being cruel. I'm being sane. You are the one trying to take over my life." By mid-afternoon, my dad joined the call on speakerphone. He shouted, "We're just giving advice. Why do you refuse guidance?" I yelled at him. Advice doesn't include manipulating the guest list, going behind my back, posting on social media to shame me, or pretending you own this wedding. Advice is not control, and control is exactly what you're doing. They didn't stop there. They started sending messages to family friends, telling them I was ungrateful and cruel. I started receiving texts from people I barely know, asking if I really wanted to hurt my parents on their own daughter's wedding day. I lost it. I typed back, "I'm not hurting anyone. I'm being honest about boundaries, which you clearly don't understand." Then the shouting got even worse. My mom texted, "If you go through with this, don't expect us at the wedding. You're cutting us out completely." I fired back, "If attending means you have to control my life, maybe it's better you don't come at all." My dad called immediately after, yelling, "You're being ridiculous. Do you realize how selfish you sound?" I yelled so loud my fiancé covered his ears. "Ridiculous? I'm taking control of my own wedding. You're the ones acting like tyrants." My parents escalated by posting more on social media, including a public Instagram story where they vaguely referenced me as being ungrateful and unreasonable, tagging multiple family members. I texted them screenshots of their posts with a big, furious message. "Stop spreading lies about me. You're the reason everyone is confused, not me." Even last night, after hours of yelling over texts and calls, my mom sent a group WhatsApp to distant cousins saying, "She's ruining the wedding and disrespecting the family." I couldn't resist responding, typing in all caps, "I'm not ruining anything. I'm not disrespecting anyone. Stop gaslighting me and leave me alone." It's now becoming impossible to plan anything without them trying to insert themselves, whether it's through Instagram subtweets, WhatsApp harassment, or phone calls where they shout over each other and me. My fiancé is trying to calm me, but I'm so frustrated I keep snapping at everyone who even mentions my parents' complaints. People are asking if I'm being too harsh, and I just can't. This wedding is ours, not theirs, and it feels like everyone is trying to pressure me into giving them control when they didn't even pay for it. Update 1. My mom just showed up uninvited at the wedding venue while I was reviewing decoration layouts with a coordinator. She had her phone out, snapping pictures of the mood boards and loudly commenting about who deserved to be invited. She didn't even wait for a greeting. "Mom, you are not allowed here. This is our planning session, not a family gallery." I shouted, trying to sound calm, but failing. She immediately fired back, practically yelling across the room, "You're impossible. You think you can run everyone over just because you're paying. You don't care about anyone else's feelings." I felt my face flush with anger.
Yes.
Yes, I am paying. That's literally why I get final say. Stop pretending this is yours to control. Before I could catch my breath, my dad called on speakerphone, and suddenly he was yelling from the other room, adding fuel to the fire. She's being rude. We're just giving advice, and now you're overreacting. I snapped, practically screaming into the phone. Advice doesn't include barging in uninvited, taking photos, insulting me in my own planning space, and then acting like victims. Cut the crap. My mom started pacing, talking over me nonstop. You think you're mature enough to make all these decisions alone? You're selfish. You're turning this into your little fantasy, and we're the villains. Villains! I shouted, my voice cracking from frustration. You're the ones acting like tyrants, trying to manipulate the guest list, whispering to cousins, subtweeting us on Instagram, tagging family members to shame me. That's villain behavior. At this point, I could hear my dad yelling again through the speaker. You're embarrassing yourself. Do you realize how rude you sound? I could barely hold back. Rude? Rude is you two posting passive-aggressive stories, sending screenshots to distant relatives, and trying to pressure everyone into your version of a wedding. I am not the problem here. For the next hour, the confrontation spiraled. Every point I made was drowned out by my parents shouting over me and each other. My mom was practically screaming about family obligations and traditions while I was listing every single expense I was paying, trying to remind them this was our wedding, not theirs. Every time I paused to breathe, one of them would jump in with another accusation, another insult. At one point, my mom snapped, "You're acting like a spoiled child. You think money buys respect." I yelled back, louder than I ever have at my parents. Respect isn't bought, it's earned. And you're throwing it away with every lie, every post, every text you send to manipulate people against me. My dad started calling our mutual friends mid-argument, explaining how heartless I was being, claiming I was isolating them from the celebration. I could hear him laughing in the background while talking to them. I grabbed my phone and fired off a furious WhatsApp reply. Go ahead and lie. Tell everyone I'm cruel. I don't care who believes your nonsense. I am not giving you any more control over this wedding. By the time the coordinator finally stepped in and asked my mom to leave, my hands were shaking, my voice hoarse, and my heart pounding. I could still hear her muttering threats about making sure everyone knows who's being selfish as she stormed out. My dad stayed on the line for another 10 minutes, refusing to hang up, claiming I was being unreasonable. I screamed until I couldn't anymore. You are the unreasonable ones. Stop gaslighting me and trying to hijack our wedding. This is our day, and we will decide who comes. After they finally disconnected, my fiancé sat down next to me, pale, saying, I can't believe that just happened. Did they really think they could pull this off in front of everyone? I just buried my face in my hands. Later that evening, I shared screenshots of all the texts and posts with a private wedding planning Instagram page I used to track the drama, just in case things escalated further. I knew they wouldn't stop there. Sure enough, by bedtime, I started getting forwarded messages from mutual friends and distant relatives saying, your parents are saying terrible things about you. Is everything okay? I couldn't help it. I fired back at every single one. I am fine. They are spreading lies, and I am not going to apologize for setting boundaries or defending myself. Stop trying to side with their manipulation. Even hours later, I could still feel the adrenaline. My parents weren't just upset, they were furious, and I knew they were plotting the next move, whether through more social media posts, phone calls, or even confronting me at the venue again. Update 2. My mom posted another vague Instagram story. Some people care more about their whims than their family. Sad to see selfishness take priority over those who raised you. She didn't tag me directly, but a dozen mutual friends screenshot it and started messaging me about how ungrateful I was being. Then my dad sent a Facebook post tagging a few extended relatives. It's heartbreaking when you ignore the people who raised you. You can pay for a wedding, but can you pay for respect? I could feel my blood pressure spike. I posted a status clarifying that the guest list is ours, and that since we're paying for the wedding, financial responsibility equals final say. I try to stay calm, but that didn't stop my phone from blowing up immediately. My mom called me screaming the second I posted. You're humiliating us in front of everyone. You're making it look like we're unreasonable. I lost it. I yelled back so loud I could hear the echo in my apartment. I'm not humiliating anyone. I'm defending myself against constant constant manipulation and lies. Stop acting like your version of the wedding is the law. Then came the texts. Cousins I barely talked to, aunts and uncles from out of state. They were forwarding my parents' posts. Some were subtle. Are you sure this is the best way? Your parents are hurt. Others were harsher. You're making your own family look bad. I replied to every single one of them, and I didn't sugarcoat it. I am not hurting anyone. They are spreading lies, trying to manipulate family members against me, and I will not sit quietly while that happens. Stop forwarding their nonsense. By midweek, the drama crossed into real life. My dad actually showed up at my workplace without warning. He leaned against my car in the parking lot, arms crossed, looking smug. You know, you really don't have to be so cold. You're being ungrateful and disrespectful, he shouted as soon as I stepped outside. I snapped, practically screaming, "Leave me alone. You're harassing me. This is not your fight to fight. You have no right to corner me here." He stepped closer, trying to argue, and I stepped back, yelling even louder. I said, "Leave me alone. You can yell all you want, but I'm not giving in. This is my wedding, not yours." Then my mom called me again, this time on video. She was frantic, pacing in her kitchen, looking as angry as I had ever seen her. "Your father and I are just trying to help you make the right choices. You're being cruel, and now everyone is talking." I shouted at her through the screen, voice raw. "Help? You mean manipulate, control, and shame me publicly? You're not helping, you're attacking. Stop pretending you know better than me on my own wedding," she yelled back, voice cracking. "You're acting like a child. You think money gives you power over your family? You're going to regret this." I could feel my hands shaking with anger. I yelled at her, "Regret? The only thing I'll regret is letting you two dictate my entire life for one more second. You are not invited to control me, period." It didn't stop there. By Thursday, my mom started posting short Snapchat videos of checking on the guest list, deliberately showing portions of it and tagging distant family members. I was furious. I grabbed my phone and replied, "Do you think this is funny? Stop posting private wedding info. You are not allowed to manipulate people against me." Then cousins and friends started weighing in on social media, taking sides, and some even tried to shame me in group chats. I responded to each person individually, and my messages were blunt. If you are forwarding my parents' lies or trying to guilt me, I don't want to hear it. This is my wedding. Stop interfering. By Friday, the tension reached a boiling point. My dad called the venue, asking for a copy of the guest list and claiming I was ignoring family obligations. The coordinator called me in panic. I yelled into the phone, "My parents are trying to sabotage the wedding. You cannot give them any information. I am handling this." Meanwhile, my fiancé tried to calm me down, but I was shaking, pacing, and practically yelling at him too. "You think I want to deal with this? Do you realize what they're doing to me?" Even late at night, I was still receiving forwarded screenshots, passive-aggressive messages, and indirect threats from my parents. I sent back long, furious replies to every message, calling out the lies, the manipulation, and even directly insulting the audacity of people trying to convince me to cave. Update 3. My parents, refusing to take any hint that I wasn't budging, started forming what felt like alliances with extended family, creating private group chats behind my back. Suddenly, I was bombarded with messages from cousins, aunts, uncles, people I barely talked to. "Are you sure you want to hurt your parents like this? It's your wedding, but it feels like you're being cruel. You're alienating everyone who raised you." I lost it. I fired back in all caps to everyone. "You don't get to guilt trip me into inviting people I don't want. Stop acting like my life is your property. I'm not going to cave because you all want to play puppet master." By midweek, the tension exploded into real life. My mom showed up at my bridal fitting, unannounced, with a smirk on her face that immediately set me on edge. She started scrutinizing the dresses, loudly muttering, "You are making a huge mistake." Before I tell you what happened in this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment and tell us what you think about the story and how you would react. I want to hear your thoughts. "You think you're better than all of us," I yelled back, my voice echoing through the boutique. "Better than you? I'm just setting boundaries. You're the one acting like a dictator, barging in uninvited and trying to control every decision." The boutique staff awkwardly tried to intervene, but it didn't stop my dad from calling on video at that exact moment. He held his phone so that he was recording the entire confrontation, smirking. "She's being ridiculous. You can see how ungrateful she's acting, can't you?" I lunged for the phone, practically screaming, Delete that right now. You are not exposing me to the world. You creep. My mom laughed and yelled over me. This is what happens when you ignore family. Everyone should see who you really are. I couldn't hold back. I shouted back, barely able to contain my rage. I am not ignoring family. I am not letting anyone manipulate my wedding or my life. You are the ones attacking me, and I will not let you get away with it. The shouting continued for nearly 20 minutes, with my mom pacing and pointing at everything I was wearing, my dad recording, and the staff looking terrified. My fiancé finally stepped in, trying to calm me. Babe, maybe just step outside. Let's talk. I cut him off, voice raw. No, this isn't just babe, calm down. They're trying to turn everyone against me, publicly and privately. Do you see what they're doing? Meanwhile, the group chats were exploding. I got screenshots sent from friends showing my mom's Snapchat story, where she posted the bridal gown I was trying on, caption, decisions made without family input, very sad. I responded to every single person sending me screenshots with, stop forwarding manipulative posts. I am handling my wedding. End of discussion. By the time my mom finally stormed out, red-faced and muttering about how she would expose me to the family for everyone to see, my dad stayed behind, muttering threats. If you don't compromise, don't expect us at the wedding. I yelled at him, furious. Compromise? You're threatening me for doing what I pay for. You are insane if you think I will give you control now. Later that evening, the texts didn't stop. Cousins I haven't talked to in years were forwarding screenshots of the confrontation and subtle passive-aggressive comments from my parents. I responded to every single one with long messages, calling out their behavior. You are choosing to believe lies. I am not cruel. I am not unreasonable. Stop letting my parents manipulate you into shaming me. By the end of the week, it felt like everyone was gunning for me. Social media, texts, phone calls, and in-person confrontations, but I wasn't backing down. I yelled at everyone who insulted me, called out the people forwarding lies, and even insulted my parents for their blatant manipulation and gaslighting. Every day has become a cycle of shouting, rebutting, and defending myself in person, online, and over calls. At this point, my fiancé and I are completely exhausted. My voice is hoarse, my hands shake from adrenaline, and the tension is unbearable. Update 4. My parents decided to escalate things to the venue manager, sending a formal email accusing me of refusing to honor family tradition. The venue called me, sounding cautious and polite, asking if everything was okay. I felt my jaw tighten. I answered firmly, yes, everything is fine. My parents are misrepresenting me. Please do not share any wedding details with them. This is our day, and they are attempting to sabotage it. That didn't stop my mom. Almost immediately, she began posting on Snapchat again, showing photos of the guest list she somehow obtained, tagging several family members with captions like, some decisions should include the people who raised you. Sad to see this ignored. My phone blew up with messages from relatives forwarding her posts. I called her and yelled over the phone, voice raw. Stop posting our private wedding plans everywhere. You have no right. I'm asking you for the last time. She yelled back, practically spitting her words. I'm just making sure the family is considered. You're cruel and selfish. You're tearing your family apart. I felt my blood boiling. I didn't even pause. Selfish? I'm paying thousands of dollars for this wedding, and you're trying to hijack it. If you can't respect boundaries, get out of my life. Meanwhile, my dad started a different attack vector. He sent emails to mutual friends and distant relatives, attempting to pressure them into convincing me to add more guests. I mass replied on WhatsApp to everyone involved, blunt and furious. Stop manipulating people. You are not welcome to interfere in any way. This is my wedding, not a family referendum on your whims. By midweek, things escalated in person. My mom tried to enter the rehearsal space uninvited. Security had to physically remove her. I was standing in the doorway, screaming at the top of my lungs. This is insane. You cannot just storm in here like this. You do not have permission. She waved her hands, yelling back. I'm just making sure the family is properly represented. You're being ridiculous. I lost all restraint. Ridiculous? You're harassing me, undermining me, and making this rehearsal about your ego, not the wedding. You are impossible. The shouting drew attention from the staff and other vendors. My dad suddenly appeared, hovering near the doorway, fuming and pointing his phone at me. She's being cruel. You can see how ungrateful she is. Everyone should know. I snatched the phone out of his hand before he could record anything and shouted, delete that now. I will not be humiliated or exposed for your power games. You are pathetic. The argument drew an extended family via group chat. Relatives were texting me questions and accusations. Why won't you listen to your parents? They only want what's best. I replied individually, blunt and furious. They are manipulating, lying, and trying to force control over my wedding. Stop acting like my life is your property. You are either supporting me or you're part of the problem. Even my fiancé, who had been calmly trying to de-escalate, was nearly shouting at me to take a break. Babe, just step outside. We can handle this calmly. I snapped back, voice shaking. Calmly? Do you see them storming in, posting private info online, lying to relatives, and trying to manipulate everyone into controlling me? Calmly is long gone. Update 5. I was on edge constantly. My fiancé tried to call me repeatedly, but I couldn't stop monitoring messages and stories, replying furiously to anyone who forwarded or commented on my parents' manipulations. Every response became a battlefield. The first eruption happened at the wedding rehearsal dinner. My mom showed up early, uninvited, carrying her phone and a printed list of family priorities. She barged through the doors before anyone else was seated, yelling, "You think you can just erase the family from your wedding? You're making a huge mistake, and everyone will see it." I didn't even pause. I shouted back so loud the room fell silent. "Erase the family? I'm paying for this wedding. I get to decide who is invited. Stop acting like a dictator in my life." My dad stepped in behind her, waving his phone like a weapon. "You're being cruel. Everyone should know how ungrateful she is. Look at this." I lunged and snatched the phone, yelling, "Delete that. You are not exposing me to the world, you creep. Stop manipulating everyone." My mom screamed over me, "You are selfish, ungrateful, and heartless. You think you're better than everyone." I shot back, voice raw from days of shouting. "Better than you? I'm just not letting you control my wedding. You're acting insane and manipulative. Stop pretending your opinions override my life." Then the group chats and social media chaos erupted. Cousins, aunts, and distant friends were all forwarding stories, commenting, and sending texts. "Are you really doing this to your parents?" I fired back to every single person, simultaneously furious. "They are lying and manipulating you. If you forward another screenshot, I will block you. I am not being cruel. Stop enabling them." At this point, the wedding coordinator tried to intervene, asking everyone to step aside. My mom yelled, "You think rules and coordinators matter? This is family. She cannot ignore family." I screamed back, "Family does not mean controlling me. This is my day, and if you cannot respect boundaries, you are not welcome here." The chaos peaked when my dad attempted to physically step toward the seating chart to correct it, yelling, "You need to fix this now." I lost all restraint. I screamed at him while grabbing his arm. "Hands off. You have no right to touch anything here. You're threatening me, harassing me, and you will stop right now." Security was called to intervene. My mom refused to leave quietly, yelling insults as she was escorted out. "You will regret this. You're destroying your family." By now, Snapchat and Instagram were aflame. My mom posted videos of her being removed, tagging relatives with captions like, "This is how she treats the people who raised her." I didn't even think before firing back publicly. This is harassment, not family. I am paying for my wedding, and I will not allow anyone to manipulate or threaten me. Stop spreading lies, or you will be blocked from my life completely. Finally, after hours of shouting, screenshots, social media posts, and in-person arguments, my parents left the venue. My fiancé grabbed my hand, voice shaking from the tension. "That was insane. Are you okay?" I was exhausted, hoarse, trembling from adrenaline, and yet a strange sense of relief washed over me. The fight had peaked. I had yelled, insulted, defended myself, and publicly called out every manipulation, harassment, and lie. The chaos had reached a crescendo, and now, finally, my parents' attempts to control the wedding had been met head-on, front and center, in front of the coordinator, extended family, and social media witnesses alike. I spent the next hours cleaning up, replying to messages, and reaffirming boundaries. My phone was still buzzing with forwarded posts, but I refused to engage unless it was a direct threat. I felt every ounce of tension from 8 weeks of conflict pouring out in that one climactic day, leaving me drained, but also firm in the knowledge that no one would control my wedding anymore. The end. Your parents paid $0 for the wedding but tried to run it like dictators, forcing guests, subtweeting you, spamming family chats, crashing venues/fittings/rehearsals, cornering you at work, emailing the venue, recording fights, getting security called on them. You screamed, snapped phones, fired back publicly, set hard boundaries. That wasn't harsh. That was survival after non-stop harassment and manipulation. They are the entitled, controlling AITA here. You're just the bride who refused to hand over her date to freeloaders. Good for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Got a story to share? Drop in the comments and let us know which one was your favorite.